Hello and welcome to another episode of Cross Checking, the only podcast where we talk as much about joy as the joy that Josh experienced watching the Preds score 5 goals against the Sharks the other day. I'm not sure I even mentioned that they were all in the first period.
That was a good day. I got a little concerned when they didn't keep scoring like that, and the final score was 6-3. There was a little bit of stress there that they were going to blow it, but welcome everybody to this episode of Cross Checking. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome to the channel. If you're coming back, welcome back. My name is Josh Laborious. I am a pastor southeast of Houston in Friendswood, Texas at Hope Lutheran Church, and with me, as always, is my compatriot Benjamin Olschlager up in Lake Orion, Michigan, Good Shepherd Lutheran Church, where I imagine it's not that cold. Spring has sprung, right?
Yeah, it's in the 60s today. We've had sun on and off. It's been a pretty good day. It's also, for those of you who've noticed, I haven't changed since the last episode. Neither has Josh, because we just recorded our last episode, because next week's Holy Week, and then the week after Josh is on vacation. So we're just trying to get a couple episodes in for you, make sure that you have some discipleship resources along the way. Today, as we're recording, is opening day of the baseball season. Hence,
go Stros. He's about to pick up a trash can. I know he is.
It's a breaking ball. It's a breaking ball, folks.
I have some people who listen to this podcast that might be ready to fight you, Ben.
I think I just convinced all of your folks that I shouldn't be called to Texas.
What?
I think I just convinced any remaining holdouts that I shouldn't be called to Texas.
Yeah, probably. That was easy.
But today we're going to take a look at Easter and the things that Josh and I are pondering as we approach Easter this year, that we're chewing on in terms of discipleship, the ways in which we're thinking about discipleship as we approach Easter, and the ways in which we'd love for our congregations to be pondering discipleship. And this is kind of outside of what we're thinking about for like sermons and services and things. This is just like what we would love you to know about this holiday and this season. And it's so much more than just like bunnies and eggs and lilies on the altar and, you know, all that jazz.
Yeah. I don't get the bunny thing. I have no problem with it. It's whatever. But for anyone who's under any confusion, bunnies do not lay eggs.
So I've actually got an answer for both. I'm not going to get too deep into this because I'm kind of preaching on this, but it's basically, it just has to do with spring. Like, bunnies are most prevalent in spring because they've been breeding all winter. And so there's just always a higher population of bunnies around spring. And in the European cultures that formed a lot of our observations of Easter, that just became associated because late March, early April, when Easter pops up, is also the time of year when you just see bunnies everywhere.
Saying if Christianity had burgeoned in the American Southeast, mosquitoes could be the theme creature for Easter.
Maybe for Good Friday?
Yeah. I hate mosquitoes, by the way. Just one of the ways we know that this world truly is broken.
Yeah. God talked about cursing Adam with thorns. He didn't mention that they would also be attached to animals.
Yeah. In any case. Yeah, every time the concept of an Easter bunny comes up, all I can think of is there's a South Park episode where they explain and it's because the first pope was supposed to be a rabbit, Peter Rabbit, the pope. And like they do they take the portrait of the Last Supper and like, look at it. No, really look at it. And they animate like a bunny in there. See? It was supposed to be a rabbit. And a cardinal tries to murder the descendant of Peter Rabbit. And that's why bunnies with Easter.
That's not actually why, for anyone who's thinking Josh is being serious.
Nope, it's not. Anyway, so my discipleship thoughts as we approach Easter, actually the first place my thoughts are drawn, I don't know if I've talked about this yet, and it might actually be worth its own episode later in this season on discipleship. But a couple months ago now, my brother, I was playing Call of Duty with my brother, and he was talking about something that his church was doing. And he was getting involved with something called Memento. And he talked a little bit about what it was, and I was like, oh, it sounds cool. There are some spiritual disciplines. It's kind of, and it's targeted at guys. It's kind of this whole thing. And then I went to best practices, and one of our mutual friends, he's been on the show a couple times, Sean Baker, was doing it. And he was talking about it a little. So I learned a little bit more about it from him. And he was just mentioning that he found it really helpful. So I came back to my small group and I asked the guys, I was like, do we want to try this? So we've been doing it, and through Lent, it comes with it, there are devotions, there are readings, and then there are a variety of spiritual disciplines. And right now they're very Lenty. So it's give up meat on Wednesdays and Fridays, only eat 2 meals on Wednesdays and Fridays, and you're fasting from snacks and sweets throughout. For some of it, they have a technology fast, or you take cold showers on certain days. So it's kind of these more penitential disciplines, but they've because it's not just a Lenten program, it's a year-round program. So they started to forecast a little bit what the disciplines are going to be for Easter. And they haven't released any specifics, but some of the things that they're turning to are things like service and celebration and hospitality. So my encouragement for discipleship as we approach Easter, like Easter Day, just have it be a good day. Focus on the joy, be in worship, get together with friends or family, eat some good food, maybe eat more good food than you really need to. Just have a feast day, have a festival day. Easter's a good day. But then for anyone who's not really familiar with the church calendar, Easter continues. Like we have the first Sunday of Easter and the second Sunday of Easter and the third. Like Easter goes for a while. And I'd encourage you to kind of just look at that and see what discipleships you have opportunities to carry your Easter joy throughout the season. So can you make a habit of, once a week or once every other week, we're going to just get together with some friends just to be together and to have some good food and celebrate? Or is there another way that you can bring worship into your life more regularly than just on Sundays? Maybe do a little, and your church might be okay with you borrowing one if you promise, but like you can bring a hymnal home, or you can buy one for yourself, and there are little services in the front that you could do with just you and your family if you want. Just like brainstorm some different ways that you can continue to celebrate and continue to focus on that joy beyond just Easter Sunday. That's I think where I would encourage folks to target their discipleship as we look at Easter.
I also love this. You're making me think of in the daily prayer section of the Small Catechism when Luther is talking about what to do in the morning. It's say the Apostles' Creed, say the Lord's Prayer. If you need something else, do Luther's morning prayer. I always love that he's so like self-effacing with like, if you need something else, I guess he's mine.
Here it is, I guess.
Yeah. And then the subtext to all of that is, sing a hymn and go joyfully about your work. It makes me think of
You
like,
got to pick your hymn carefully, though. Part of that memento thing I was talking about, I've been trying to memorize 4 hymns during the season. I don't know if I'm going to get to it, but so far I have Go to Dark Gethsemane. Great is Thy Faithfulness. That one's pretty fine. And then, Oh Sacred Head Now Wounded. If you are trying to go with joy about your day, those might not be the hymns to pick.
Yeah, or add Smitten, Stricken, and Afflicted.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, dearest Jesus, what law hast thou broken is not the one to set up a day full of joy.
No. In the cross of Christ, I glory.
That's a good one.
Yeah. There's some doozies in there. Did we mention
Go to the Easter section of the hymnal. Those would be the...
Yeah. And pick one that, like, you don't sing very often. And, like, just read it. Because oftentimes they're just beautiful poems and prayers that, like, you can just incorporate into your worship life as is. Josh and I both loved Dr. Seleska, a professor at the seminary, who would open many of his classes and any time that he did anything devotional by praying the first verse of, I think it's hymn 918 in the hymnal, Lord, open now my heart to hear. So that's a good one. If you really wanted to lean into the joy theme, Joyful, Joyful, We Adore Thee, like, that'd be good. Yeah. Do you have any particular practices that you think you're going to lean into this Easter for helping you practice and disciple yourself in joy?
I have not gotten that far.
That's fine. That's fine.
I probably something food related. I do really love food, so
I think a good meal is always a joy.
And we might try to go out of our way to bring people in, because like we love having people over, and we have people over to our house a lot. Like we have, on an average week, between 2 to 3 nights we're having people over to our house. But a lot of times it's for like a Bible study or something, and those are great. Don't get me wrong, those are great. But just having a night where people are coming over to just hang out, I think that might be something we try. That could be good.
Yeah. I always appreciate, there's a great joy Easter afternoon for many pastors in going home, putting on very comfy pants, and just relaxing. Because between Maundy Thursday, Good Friday, for the pastors that do it, Easter Vigil on Saturday, some churches also have a sunrise service, and then the regular service is on Sunday. Like, that can be a really long weekend. I find a lot of joy in rest, especially when you have the opportunity to just rest with the people that you love. That's always good.
Yeah.
We talked about this a little bit in the last episode. If you feel like you need to do a whole bunch of stuff to celebrate Easter, don't make that a legalistic thing. Like, pick up a pre-made ham from the grocery store. Bob Evans mashed potatoes aren't that bad. Like,
Ben is not allowed in my kitchen.
No, here's the thing. If it was me, because I love to cook, I would make everything from scratch. If that's not you, don't feel like you have to do it. Right? It's okay. Just let Easter be an opportunity for joy and rest and family. Above all, united around the celebration of Jesus' resurrection.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe
Anything
that's like
others?
what?
No? Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say maybe that's like a discipleship piece for us is like let's lean into this Easter serving in the ways that bring us joy. Right? So if your Easter celebration always feels like a pain, then think about the ways in which God calls you to serve that bring you joy and just do that instead.
Yeah.
Because God gave us freedom from sin, death, and the grave through the cross and the empty tomb. So, like, embrace that freedom, find joy in that freedom. That's something new to chew on.
Yeah, we can talk about freedom another time.
We could, yeah. Anything that you want your congregation to really lean into, Josh? I got a few more minutes here.
I would get together, be together. Whatever excuse you can come up with, go get, go down to the Mexican restaurant down the street and get you some enchiladas and margaritas if that's your thing. Go hang out at the park, have people over because it's warm enough here to jump in the pool. Like, just enjoy Easter and enjoy the community that God has blessed you with. That's kind of where I would push the people here at Hope.
You've encouraged me now to think like, so the mandatory Catholic fasts that existed pre-Luther included a lot of things, including like beef and some forms of cheese and eggs. So now I'm thinking that the perfect way to break a Lenten fast would be a cheeseburger on a brioche bun. Like,
you're not wrong.
With some sort of aioli, because then you get more eggs in there.
Oh, I was given some brisket burgers the other day, and I smoked them up and finished them on the grill. They were so good, Ben. They're so good. Texas is a great state because I can drive down the street, and within 5 miles, I have passed 3 places that will have brisket, like not just regular grocery stores, like meat markets that will have brisket burgers. It is a blessing to live here, ladies and gentlemen. They're so good. That's the way to break a Lenten fast. Get you a brisket burger.
Texas might be a little full of itself at times, but you guys have blessed this country with many great things. I will acknowledge that.
Most of them come from a smoker.
Or a cow.
That's true. Although Chick-fil-A comes from Atlanta, or Georgia, near Atlanta.
Yeah, but you guys are Whataburger, right?
Mm-hmm. This might be heresy for where I'm currently at, but In-N-Out, I think, still takes the cake for fast food burgers.
You would not be alone in saying that. From what I've been told, Whataburger is up there, but In-N-Out might still hold the crown.
Yeah, and I remember, I think it was 2 gatherings ago, youth gathering, they did this whole thing where they're like, the best burger, and because they were pandering, never go full pander, but they were pandering to their largely Midwest audience, Culver's won. No.
Was it a vote?
No, it was just a declaration they made.
Culver's
burgers taste like butter. That's what they taste like.
It is the best Midwestern fast food burger, but I've also had better.
Here's the thing. I would go to McDonald's 10 times out of 10 before I go to Culver's.
You're wrong, but that's okay.
If I'm choosing between McDonald's and Whataburger or McDonald's and In-N-Out, I'm probably going to go with In-N-Out or Whataburger, but...
And then you're going to set McDonald's on fire on the way home?
No, I'm not going to put disrespect on Mac Shack's name. I have a standard order at Mac Shack. 3 double cheeseburgers, 1 large fry, 1 large Coke. I'm ready to go. Drive through, let's go. Every time. It's great.
Nah.
McDonald's is consistently exactly what it needs to be. On a day when I need McDonald's, there is nothing else that will fill that void but McDonald's.
Man, this conversation has devolved.
It has a place in my heart, and that's called cholesterol.
It never leaves.
No, there's some days I'm thankful for my bleeding disorder. And anytime that conversation comes up, I am, because people are like, oh, I'm afraid I'm going to get clots. And I'm like, my blood doesn't clot. I'm immune.
And
we really need to end this episode.
Because he has mocked God, he's going to die of a heart attack.
All right, let's empty netters, please. And it can't be that In-N-Out is the best fast food burger. Although it might be true.
I think my empty netter for this Easter season is, I think it's basically the same thing that I said for Holy Week. Slow down. Enjoy the joy of the season that comes from Christ having risen from the dead. And don't, like, if you're stressing about Easter, find a different way to celebrate. Doesn't have to be radically different, but like, let it be a time of joy. It doesn't need to be another stress.
And my empty netter is be together with Christians this Easter season. Whether that's in worship or Bible study or fellowship or whatever that looks like. Be together, because that's one of the places where joy is easiest to experience. So, with that, we're gonna throw you for a loop here. Hopefully, Ben can keep up with me. He is risen.
Thank you for listening in to this episode of Cross-Checking, a ministry of Hope and Good Shepherd Lutheran Churches, where we strive to deepen your understanding of the faith and help apply it to daily life. If this podcast is helpful to you, rate the podcast, subscribe to us on your favorite platform, and share it with others who might also gain something from it.